shot. Anyway, welcome back, Threecap podcast, episode 15. What a monumentous milestone. This week a bit cruisy. This week, gonna kind of freestyle it. No notes this week. How you guys feeling?
Yeah, feeling okay.
How was the sleep last night, pal?
Yeah, didn't get much. I was having a bit of a nap.
Catching a bit of
Coachy
kip.
Coachy had just come around the back and knocked on the old window, giving me
Yeah.
a call, trying to wake me up for the podcast. So
Yeah,
yeah, almost missed it.
How about yourself, Coach?
Bit of health issues once again.
Yeah.
Not a surprise for Coach here.
Um,
It's becoming a recurring thing, but
Yeah, can we get the hashtag going, trending worldwide? Pray for Coachy. Can we get
Yeah.
just hashtag pray for Coachy in the comments? Drop a comment
got a bit
and
of,
drop a like for Coachy as well and a subscribe.
got a bit of hearing loss in the left.
Yeah,
there.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to disclose online.
Yeah, look, I'm
Open with the
about it,
fans.
you know?
Yeah, well, look, myself being deaf in one ear. Now we've got another member of the panel. Coachy's just found out, and delving into the bit of personal life. Was it the ear infection that was kind of...
That's the catalyst, I think.
Yeah.
Because I was sweet before, and then I've got this ear infection a couple of weeks ago,
And it's kind of gone, but the hearing has not come
and I
back.
got muffled, and I thought, well, I'm gonna go back to the doctors because I don't think it's cleared up. And then the doctor tells me that there's nothing there. And I was like, I still can't hear.
There's no infection there.
Yeah. I said, well, my ear's still muffled. I can't really hear anything out this side.
Yeah.
Audio test.
I was going to say, run us through your day from that point. So,
So I've gone for an audio test. This ear, my right ear was sweet.
100%.
And then my left ear was all over the place. So I've lost 37.5% hearing. At this stage, it hasn't been properly confirmed yet, but
Still waiting on further results.
further results. Yeah, they sent me for a CT scan
But at this point, it's looking like you've lost nearly 40%.
of my hearing in my left
You could even
ear.
round that up to halfway. So 50%
Pretty
of the
much,
hearing.
yeah.
And, how have you been coping with that?
It's tough, honestly.
Not only the physical side of it, the mental side of it, the prospect of, me myself, being deaf my whole life, it's just, and still accomplishing what I have done,
Yeah.
like in the sporting world.
In the sporting world, yeah.
Um,
It is rough because people talk to me sometimes and I can't hear it.
yeah.
So,
Welcome to the club, pal.
and also, I don't know if I'm talking too loud or if I'm not talking loud enough.
Yeah. Literally, I would always, not so much now because the babies are born, but all the way up until I was like literally 22, I'm getting people like, "Shh, man, you're being too loud."
Yeah, see, I'm the
Sissy.
opposite. I was talking to Skip here the other day, and I was saying something. That, what are you saying? I can't
Too
hear you.
quiet, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Man's whispering. Yeah,
you gotta. Were you there?
he was talking to me.
I was
He was
talking to
talking to me, and I was.
Oh, my God.
Can you just speak up a little bit there, mate? I can't actually hear what you're saying.
and this
Bit of a-
ignorant guy decides to try and whisper in my ear
In the deaf in the hearing loss.
on the other side, but he's still whispering, so I can't hear it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's a me problem, mate. I didn't actually know about. We've only been diagnosed yesterday, and I was whispering before that, so that's a bit of a low blow there to throw me under the bus. I don't think. Yeah.
Well, he is disabled now, so
Yeah, which is completely fair, but to throw me under the bus before the
You're
actual knowledge of being deaf, I think is a
No,
bit,
but my hearing was muffled before that.
So-
well,
And can you still hear? Does it feel like you can't hear anything? I know it'll be a bit of a shock to the system losing 40%, but I literally cannot hear anything.
I got ringing in my ear like 99%. Like my ears are ringing right now. My left ear is ringing.
Oh, okay, so that's why I get it. Because I've had that since I was a little kid, right?
Yeah,
The ringing in the ear.
yeah.
And I think it's because if your ear's got nothing to hear, it kind of
It
like...
just kind of just substitutes it with something.
It's like, what are we doing here? And then it'll just ring.
yeah.
My ears are ringing. Well, obviously, they've been ringing my whole
Yeah.
life, but...
So this one's ringing a lot of the time, and then other time, like if I have the music really, really loud, I can still hear some of it.
Yeah. Yeah, what I have is... Because you're about 40% loss.
Yeah.
I'm about like 90 and upwards loss.
Yeah,
I can
So-
hear if something's kind of coming from that way.
Yeah,
Don't know what it is or what's happening, but like you can kind of sense something's over there.
yeah.
What was I was gonna say something. You've thrown me off there.
I've seen this firsthand, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, people talk to you and you like, it'll be over here, and you'll be like, where? Because you're hearing out the opposite ear.
Yeah.
So it's like,
all the sound, like directional sound, is
Travels-
going into one ear instead of both. So
yeah.
it's hard
So
to gauge.
if say this is this is my bad ear, yours is the other one, the right one. But say you're talking from this side. From this side, it's gonna go into this ear.
So you think
So you're
automatically.
thinking it's coming from
Yeah.
there.
It takes a while to get used to.
Yeah.
Also, the phone, one-dimensional now.
I did that the other day.
You put it on the wrong ear.
I did that. I was talking to Skipster, out of the doctors, and I've gone to open the door, so I'm using my my right hand, and I was like, I'll just quickly change. And then I was like,
You chucked it on the wrong ear.
I was like, I can't really hear you. And then I realised what I had done.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low blow.
Me being rude for talking to him while his phone's on his head.
I'm not saying you. I said I was talking to you. But it either have to be speaker gang or right ear usage only.
I'm one-dimensional in the ear department, and another one is when you're walking somewhere with someone.
Yeah.
I have to keep them on my left side.
Yeah, so now I'm going to have
Otherwise, I can't fucking hear.
to...
Sorry about the swear word.
It works for us right now because mine's my left. So if we have to walk in that position anyway.
Hang on.
Because mine's my left
So
ear,
face
right?
that way?
Yeah,
And which one's your deaf one?
this one. So yours is going to be on
Perfect.
that side.
Perfect.
So we can hear each other. If you're here next to me here, I'm going to be able to hear you.
Yeah, perfect.
If we're on the opposite sides, it's raps.
Yeah, it's
We're
game over.
having separate chats.
Yeah, and if you just turn your head to the right, I might have to just nice little right hook under there. Just kind of get that eardrum,
Ringing.
yeah, just get that eardrum pop. And
No, what you because you're right ear, you're left ear. How, you do that there and you do that there, and I'll just be completely deaf, so I can't hear a thing.
you dual.
Yeah.
You're dual deaf.
And I'll just
Dual
sit here and
citizen.
talk to the camera. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a bit of a we've delved deep into the personal health issues you've got. So pray for Coachy. Surely we get the hashtag pray for Coachy.
Pray for coach.
But yeah, on sports, haven't really been. I've been kind of keeping up to date with the NBA. But last night the Kiwis versus Fiji. I didn't watch that game, so I'm going to ask both of you guys, kind of bounce off each other. Give me a kind of a review of what happened in the game, then your thoughts on how it unfolded and how they played. I don't know if you want to start first.
Start.
Just what happened.
I think obviously they were outplayed for a lot of the game, out enthused. Fiji
What was the final score?
24-18.
Yeah.
Fiji were definitely the better side.
On the day, you reckon?
Through
100%.
60, 70 minutes even.
Wow.
Yeah, just... I don't,
Winning
New
the
Zealand-
rucks and
Yeah, they were winning all the little areas. They were winning the ruck. They were winning... I feel like they were winning field position because they were doing such a good job rolling out of their end. And it's a style of football that the Kiwis normally play. And Fiji play it so well, obviously. Big forwards, big outside backs that just roll the sleeves up and roll through the middle. And it's what they've done. Obviously, their halves aren't world-class halves. Obviously, Epi Coruscant's playing in the halves. He was playing in the halves because they had they had a dummy half that was okay.
Couldn't do the job.
But was better than the 5'8" option that they had. So Appy's obviously playing in the halves, which is not a bad thing. But again, it's not your best one
Not
to
your
17.
ideal.
So they've done a really good
it's
job.
Not who's in the halves for New Zealand?
Jerome Hughes and Dylan Brown.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's not them. But yeah, New Zealand were very lucky to get away with the win, I think.
yeah, 100%.
We'll kind of break it down at the end. How did it unfold? Because I understand the Fiji was up at the half by
Yeah.
quite a bit. Was it 12?
No, it was 12-6.
12-6.
12-6, okay.
And then they've come out after half and scored a try pretty much straight away. So it's 18-6.
18-6, so it's a bit of a lead. So last 10 minutes, what kind of unfolded there? Was it
It was
18-6?
A bit before that, bit of a controversial.
It was like 70th minute, wasn't it?
The try, not the penalty. The try, Britton Nakora's try.
Yeah, so that's a big turning point.
5 metres out from the line, Britton Nakora, New Zealand back rower, takes the ball into the line. Epi Coruscant makes a tackle with another player, and he's obviously called
let go.
let go.
Like to strip the ball.
To strip the
1-on-1.
ball.
Right
He's
on the
gone-
line, by the way.
Yeah,
It's like
literally
2,
right on the
3
line.
meters out.
He's gone for the one-on-one strip, hasn't got it. Obviously, the other guys let go, and Nakora's broken
Free from
Coruscant's tackle and just dived over the line. So that was a big turning point, I think. Obviously, brought the game back
And
to
it's
6
obviously
points.
cost them the.
Yeah, back to 6 points.
Just what do you put that down? Just a dumb inexperience.
just
It was,
think it's
it was going on to the 4th tackle, and if they held him,
yeah,
he would have been tackled, and then
last play.
it's the last play.
yeah. One more is kind of play the whole.
Don't know
game.
why they called it or why Appy went for it, but it just didn't make any sense
Not
at
the
the
smartest
time. Nah,
play,
it's
is it?
definitely not.
Yeah.
And then obviously the last try was
So that takes them to 18-12.
yeah.
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 The try to level it up was a really good try.
Yeah. Joey Manu.
Started to get a bit of a roll on. New Zealand were playing some fast footy. Fiji were tiring, and shifted the ball to the left. Mulatalo did a really good job. Obviously beat the fullback, stepped inside and beat the fullback, but got tackled by the guys covering that were coming back covering, and just didn't panic like they had been the whole game. Sat and waited and was still on his feet, obviously getting tackled. Started to fall, but just popped it up to Joe Manu, and it was about 10 metres, and there was no one in front of him, and he got to the line, which obviously drew level. But then the one that I'm seeing is the penalty,
So 18-18 at this point.
18 all, going into
I just was panic.
the last 10 minutes. I don't know
So-
what time.
We're around
back
10
and-
minutes
it's
to go,
back
and
and
it's
forth.
leveled.
Back and forth, yeah.
But the momentum sounds like it's kind of
starting
behind
to
New
turn
Zealand.
to New Zealand.
Yeah.
And like well deserved. They did fight real hard to get back. They're still pathetic.
Very lackluster.
New Zealand still.
Yeah, it was still pathetic. Like just so many errors, but they started to get the momentum. And Joe Manu made a run up the middle and broke 3-4 tackles.
Yeah,
And then-
like so. Individual brilliance kind of.
Yeah, well,
Pulled them out a
he
little
won
bit.
man of the match. I think after the game, he'd run for
He had, like-
32 metres, 343 metres total. 32
30
total
runs.
32 total
Wow,
runs.
he's a
Just
freak, eh?
single-handedly.
Yeah,
carried,
bit of an
carried
individual
the
brilliance.
Kiwis. Yeah, and he ended up getting Kiko and stripping the ball, and they called knock on Joe Manu, and straight away he wanted to challenged it, and it was stripped out.
That's a very controversial call, according to a lot of people. But
What did you think of it though? Was it?
I
was
thought
strip.
it
Was
was,
the
I thought it
right
was a
call?
strip. Yeah,
it's a stripping. It was a stripping motion.
the
I
thing
think
that
the referee
the
made
thing
the
that
right
people
call.
were saying was there wasn't 2 in the tackle. It was very close between being 2 in the tackle.
Yeah.
But even if it wasn't 2 in the tackle, it still would have been New Zealand's ball. He stripped it and it went forward
Yeah.
and hit Joe Manu's leg. So
So
it still would have
fair
been New
call.
Zealand's
Yeah,
ball. Like obviously they feel hard. Well, Kevin Aguama came out and said New Zealand done really well to get back
Yeah.
into the game and to win it, and they definitely did. But
If they play like that next week, they're gone.
Who do they have next week?
Australia semi-final,
In
Australia.
the semi. Wow. So I wonder who Australia's going to smoke in the final then.
Yeah,
100%.
Who's it looking
England.
like?
England.
probably.
Tom and Samoa play tonight
That's
or
going to be
early
a
hours
good
of the
game.
morning.
Oh, I forget about that. Like I was expecting a bit of a 5:30, 6:30
Nah, it's 1 a.m.
Sunday arvo footy, but
1
obviously
a.m.
it's on the
Monday.
other side of the
Yeah.
world. Oh, the World Cup just needs to be in Australia. Like it's the
Yeah, I do think like we obviously have to send it over there as well
every now and again, but
because you imagine when it's here, they're thinking the same thing as us.
but you'd rather please the 20 million fans like in Australia and New Zealand than the not even probably 2 million. I'm obviously just throwing out random numbers, but I'm saying the fans. There's more fans here than there are there. There.
Yeah, I don't know. how many fans there are over there. It's obviously
be-
not something that I watch
Yeah.
regularly because of the pathetic state of the Super League. But
Yeah, but anywho, back to the Kiwis. So,
They're very lucky to scrape away with a win.
by the skin of their teeth, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think the only positive thing that we have going for us at the moment is that we haven't played our best footy yet.
And they're still in the well. Again, state of rugby league, you don't really have to do much if you're New Zealand. To
I don't know. This may be an excuse for the Kiwis, but I don't think the type of footy that we want to play with the side that we have, we're suited to the weather at the moment over there. Like, it is cold, wet.
Wet, yeah.
Even if it's not raining, it's still dewy on the field. And I think the players that we have, we want to play an open, free-flowing game where we offload the ball.
100%.
We're strong.
Because it is coming into winter over there too, so...
Yeah, like, you look at, obviously, today, imagine Kiwis Australia, Sunday afternoon.
It'd be perfect. It'd be
Like,
absolutely perfect.
the footy that you'd get out of that. But even last night, I don't think Fiji come close if it's not. Because it does turn it into a dogfight, right?
Yeah.
It does turn it into who
You
can...
peel it back to the basics.
Yeah.
Kind of just bread and butter footy.
Who can hold
And-
the footy?
Yeah.
And I think Australia have obviously been real good at this World Cup. I think they've probably been the benchmark along with England. England have been good too. But yeah, New Zealand, if they don't fix...
And you guys had actually, before the tournament, I think picked them.
I still think we have
can win it,
we still have the best team at the World Cup. But
even with the Addo Carr dropping, 3, 4, 5 tries a game. And
yeah, you can drop 5 tries a game, but at the end, like they're playing good footy, and they do have a world class side. But if I look across the board, like there's obviously the halves. The halves come into it massively, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably the one area that Australia would beat us. Outside backs is another one.
Yeah.
But if you look at the forward pack, if our forward pack can get on top, I think our halves are definitely good enough to match it with...
To compete with the...
Yeah, to match it with Cleary and Munster. I wouldn't say they're better than by no means better than them. But our forward pack definitely has enough to be able to roll the sleeves up and beat that Australian forward. The Australian forward pack, I don't think...
New Zealand forward pack, you'd take over the Aussie.
100%.
Yeah. But it's just, the back
but-
line's just that electric.
Chance Nickel
Yeah, I was about
Crookstad.
to say
Like,
this.
brother.
What, on the money or...
Nah, he needs to go. Like,
Oh, get out of there.
playing left centre is... it's like, they scored 2 of their tries down that side. Just by him doing random thing. Like, he's not a centre. Like, you've got centres that are there.
Yeah.
Or even push Mulitalo to the centre and put Dallin on the wing. There's other options. Chance is not your guy. You keep playing. Like, you play him there next week. Val Holmes would have been sitting there last night going, this is going to be fun.
I'll pick me up a little 3-piece.
Yeah.
A little
Put
bit
me
of-
down for a hat-trick.
Put me down for a little 3-piece. That could be a 3-cup multi for next week.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, if he is, because obviously we were going to do the 3-cap multi at the end of the show, and the teams won't be announced for that game, so we don't actually know if Chance is playing. But let me tell you, if I see that Chance is named at left centre...
That might have to be Skippy's
there may
best bet
be-
of the day.
Yeah, best bet. Valentine Holmes for 3 or more.
Whoever's
because,
playing that up
honestly,
against him is gone.
Kevin Nkwama's done.
It's his last World Cup.
It was last World Cup, but he's too old.
And
He scored 2 on him, like,
he's dominating
made
him.
him look like a spud.
Oh
like,
my
the
God.
tries that, honestly, the tries that he scored, I was thinking, like,
You would have never even got close.
What
if
are
it
you-
was
what are you
He's a
doing?
New Zealand coach.
Michael Maguire.
Oh,
He's also got
that's
the
right.
great Stacey Jones beside him, which is, there's not too, and Steve Price, is it? Is the other one?
I don't know.
Steve Price. So if you look at that compared to the coaching staff of Australia,
Smell
yeah.
my finger.
yeah, bit of Adrian Lamb
Yeah.
and I don't know who the other one is, but there's a lot more
I
bit
think
of
Maguire's a
brains.
bit more decorated in, either playing and coaching than
Yeah.
Mel Meninga, but that's just me, personally. Because, he's the Tigers head coach for a bit. He's just killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up
But-
coming last.
But if you look at it, like if you I go back to the mid-test, and this is why I said I think New Zealand wins the World Cup. The mid-year test against Tonga completely dismantled them.
Yeah.
On a day where there was no rain, no dew on the ground, we got to play the footy that we wanted to play, and they looked really, really good.
Yeah. And
But-
speaking of Tonga, who do you think will win the Samoa Tonga game? Do you reckon it'll be a good game, or is it?
I do think it'll be a good game. I do think Tonga win. Just looking at the way that they've played, obviously they got Jason Tamalolo back last week, and they look like a completely different side.
Yeah, and Felix Kafusi, the best forward in the in the competition.
Yeah, Isaiah Katoa, the best up and coming young half, who's also.
Well, I'd say best
Well,
half, but just
yeah.
flat out. But it's just.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got the firepower there. It's just the pieces around them, see what they can do. Like
Yeah.
your pawns, like as you said, Jason Tamalolo, just a smaller, more
Dave
local,
Fafita.
more
Yeah.
local
Talent.
players,
Yeah.
local talent.
Up and comer.
Up and comers. But so you've got Tonga. What about you, Coach? Who have you got winning?
Yeah, I think it's close, but I think Tonga get away with the win.
I think Samoa, if they pull their thumb out, I've got Samoa winning by 3.
3 points.
3 points because they're going to get a penalty goal.
Okay.
I got Samoa by 2.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't think Samoa will win is because I think across the board they probably match each other.
Yeah.
But
No, not even the halves. I think the halves match each other as well. Like, I don't think Milford and Lua have a massive advantage over Lulu here and Isaiah Katoa. I think where Tonga win the battle is through the middle because Junior Paulo and Josh Papali'i
are
so unfit and they're not going to be able to match it with the likes of Taukiaho, Taumalolo, Whenua Blake, Kafusi, Kalamatangi, Olakawatu, Dave Fafita.
Kalamatangi is
Yeah, Dave Fafita.
Kalamatangi will be the difference.
Oh, Keon. Keytech.
I think Jason Taumalolo will be the difference, but
Did he play last
Those
week?
two, but
Jason,
Yeah.
it was his first game back.
How did he go?
Scored 2 tries.
Oh, is that all?
they only won 92-10.
Yeah.
Who'd they play?
Cook Islands.
I had Cook Islands by 2.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it was a close one, brother. They only lost by 82, so.
Oh, well, see?
Yeah.
2 again.
If they scored that last try there, you would have been close.
Yeah. No, I think the ref, it was unfair.
They got ripped off.
It was rigged.
Yeah.
It was rigged out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we've got, and I forgot to ask, next week, do you have the Kiwis going on to the final? Or are you going to, play your
Going
cards
off
right?
this week, no chance.
Yeah, going off this week, no.
Just in general, who you got?
At the moment, I'm Australia.
Aussie,
By how many?
I think it'll be
16
close.
points.
I think it'll be closer than I think 10.
Australia by 30. Something like.
A light 30 piece.
Yeah, like 30. They did play. I heard they didn't play their best against Lebanon. Obviously, still winning by like 40 or so points, but you'd expect more.
To be fair, Lebanon
Yeah, they're
is
a good
a great
outfit.
squad. Like, they're getting really good. And come next World Cup, they'll be even better, depending on who
Next
they
World
have,
Cup, probably
obviously.
Mitch Moses will probably go to Australia or some shit like that.
I doubt it.
He won't make that side.
You reckon?
He won't make
Cam
it.
Munster and Cherry Evans.
Yeah, true.
You mean Cleary?
Cherry Evans. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cleary, sorry.
I was going to say Cherry Evans a bit old.
Cam Munster and Cleary.
So you've got Aussie Tonga final. Who's winning that?
Aussie England.
Probably Aussie England.
Oh,
I think
so,
England beat Tonga next.
so
when
it's,
England-
So Tonga plays Samoa. The winner of that plays plays England in the semi.
Yeah.
England versus.
Oh,
whoever that
okay,
is, and
yeah,
then-
because that's tonight.
Yeah.
So England, Aussie final, and obviously Aussie by 20.
I don't know. I watched England last night and they look good.
Yeah, but they're not going to come close. I personally hope they win.
I don't. See, I personally,
Yeah, no, I don't.
I think they're going to go better than everyone's expected, but I
Yeah.
hate England.
Why?
I just hate them. And it's probably nothing to do with their team. It's their it's the
Yeah, I was
commentators, the
gonna say that.
refs, the
Because
video
they're
refs.
over there.
And, no, but they're just cheats, like, and they're so biased. It's so like honestly, if you
it's clear
like,
as day.
they are raving about how good that England squad is, and the England squad's okay, but they're talking about the best team at the World Cup. You're not the best team at the World Cup.
Ew, Dom Young.
So like for me, like if they win, it's like, oh no, come
Then,
on, please
yeah.
don't. Like then what they've
They
said,
won't shut up
they can
about it.
actually continue to say that.
Yeah, the best team at the World Cup.
But yeah, just the commentary, they're so biased towards their players
Another reason
that play
why,
over there. Like
it should be in Australia, but
yeah,
so you got Aussie winning the World Cup.
yeah.
We'll top it off at that, so to speak. Just lightly touch on the All Blacks. They've won, I think, 55 to
23.
23. It's looking like the All Blacks are back to being clinical, but with the recent inconsistency, they did look unreal, clinical. they'll probably beat Scotland next week, but then like England they'll lose by like 20 or something like that. You really can't tell with the All Blacks, but thought I'd give them their props here. Back to clinical.
Yeah, I'll have to go and watch the highlights because obviously you missed the game, but
Yeah, no, the highlights are a good watch. That's probably they fielded I think their best team.
Yep.
And yeah, 55-23 was the end result. Anywho,
Just before we go to our next subject, I had a question for last week that I forgot to ask.
that's right, and I forgot to write it down, but I've got it locked in up here. Go for it.
If you could rewatch or re-experience a sporting event / game for the first time, what would you choose?
See, I've got two answers, right? Because I've got one that I went to live. Oh shit! I've actually got two that I went to live, and then one watching on TV. Because when you originally asked me to kind of curate an answer for this question, I didn't know whether it was either one, but it came to mind. The first one I went to live was just a regular, I think, Bledisloe Cup match. All Blacks already had it in the bag. It was just a All Blacks at Suncorp, and
Is that where you met Bowden Barrett?
yeah, that's when Bowden Barrett met me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
The worded that really weird. But anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
That's when Bowden Barrett met me for his first time meeting me. Anyway, the scores were leveled. It was like 18-all, or like it was like 18-13 or something like that. Dying minutes. Malachi Fekitoa has just gone over the line in overtime, and I was with my dad at the time. He'll be listening. And we've just jumped up. I've never, because I've never really been as passionate about any team as I am about the All Blacks, and to be in a stadium watching them live, and I've never had a clutch moment like that. The emotions, I can't really explain. It was just, the jubilation. And I've just jumped up, and me and Dad turned to each other, just hugged, jumping up and down, going hard. The crowd was going wild. That's probably number one on my live events. At home on the TV, I can't really look past 2014. 13, 14. I think it was 14.
14,
Coachy, a young Coachy and a young Chiefy, sitting in the lounge room up at Lachlan Crescent, Sandstone Point.
unreal.
And let's just say it had been a long time. The Blues have got over and won Game 2 and secured the State of Origin 2014 for the first time at that point, the first time in 9 years. It'd been 9 years since they won. So, yeah, we were just jumping up and down. Again, I think we were hugging, jumping up and down. Absolute scenes.
And because no one goes to New South Wales in your house
Obviously,
either.
we're from Queensland, and the next day at school was just unreal. Just going...
Pure, especially Kai Burke.
Kai Burke, he got it. Kai Burke got it. Lockie Cannon got it.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone, but yeah,
Everyone.
absolute scenes. But those are my two. Do you have one or two in
I've got one, and it's the 2008 Rugby League World Cup. That was probably one of the best days of my life watching that game.
See, I'm not. I was also cheering, but I'm not as passionate as you are about the Kiwis.
I don't remember it as much either.
So, like, watching that, I think to rewatch that.
Let's paint the picture. Where were we? How old were you?
I was 2008. I would have been 13. We'd just moved to Australia.
Yeah.
2008. Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's born in 95.
Yeah, that's right.
2008. We just moved to Australia. We were watching it in a hotel up in Caloundra.
Wow. Not even at home.
No, we weren't.
We hadn't.
We hadn't had it.
Well, was it that fresh? You've just moved here.
Yeah, so November.
Wow.
We were only here. I don't know how long we were here.
Couple weeks probably by the sounds of it.
Yeah. We were watching in a hotel in Caloundra and just absolutely incredible. Like
the heart would have been pumping. A young 13-year-old too.
To see the Kiwis win that World Cup, it was such a good game.
Was that that was the Billy Slater choke job, I believe.
Throw it back in Benji Marshall
Not the Nathan
quarter.
Feen try. That was the Four Nations.
That was there. That was a couple of years
so
later. But I think definitely like the way that they played, to be able to rewatch that with the players they had, like Lance O'Hire,
Lance
Benji
O'Hire,
Marshall.
the man.
Just they were so underrated.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have got anywhere near that Australian side. The
Yeah.
Kangaroo side was stacked.
Probably you'd be close to the greatest team of all time, like
Yeah.
in rugby league history.
And they've pulled off the old ambush
Yeah,
at Suncorp Stadium.
packed out. No thanks
Packed
to Billy Slater.
Wayne Bennett is the coach.
Yeah,
Arguably one of the most intense huckers I've ever seen as
oh
well.
my
Yeah.
god. Oh,
Where they walked up.
yes.
Yeah, just to be able to relive that again, I think would be.
Yeah, quick shout out to Lance O'Hire. I know, me and you are in contact with him quite a bit
Yeah.
on Instagram. Shout out to Lance. We like to, back and forth. He's obviously in America, but anywho, Coachy, do you have an answer to your own question?
I do.
I was hoping you would.
I thought about it. When he said live, I've popped the live one in there.
Yeah, in
off the
person.
bat.
Yeah.
Live one, I'd have to say when we were all there at Suncorp Stadium.
Yep.
2014 Four Nations doubleheader.
Yeah.
Samoa versus England.
To open her up.
Yeah,
Crack it right open.
Wowee.
Hit a good note. I think one of the more rememberable. Is that even a word?
I don't even know.
Memorable?
Memorable.
That's the one.
Rememberable.
Rememberable
Memorable performance in, on a rugby league field.
on an international stage.
Yeah. Pita good.
But that, and then to have the Kiwis come out after and just absolutely smoke the Aussies and
To be there.
singing na na na.
Yeah. In the Kiwi supporter section weren't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
and having.
But I think half of the Samoan fans turned into Kiwi fans after their game as well.
Yeah.
And just,
So it really
that
added
was
to the
a-
atmosphere.
you could hear the chants on TV
Yeah.
through the broadcast.
And
It was that loud.
Yeah, and obviously we've made an appearance on the television that
Yeah.
night. No
A couple
surprises
times,
there.
yeah. So that's got to be my live one. My at home one would have to be the Four Nations, just because I remember it more clearly. The 2010.
Feeney.
2010.
2010. That last.
I think that is one of the most heart-pumping rugby league moments for me. They're just throwing it everywhere and down the side.
I could. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that.
so
It's
the
that.
last
So
tackle.
I remember. I remember it vividly.
skips
Simon
to the outside,
Mannering.
yeah.
Simon Mannering. I've watched that many times. Simon Mannering takes a hit up, and the commentator goes, "Oh my God, New Zealand! They're out on their feet here." And it goes to Benji. It's last.
But how many paint the picture as well? Because I haven't watched it since the day.
They're about, I think, 30
How much left on the
meters
clock?
off.
No,
They're a fair way out, right?
yeah, that was 60 metres. I'm
No,
right
I
halfway.
meant 30 meters out from their own line.
Yeah.
But how much time left on the clock? I think
It was
literally
like
one
78.
tackle left.
It was
Yeah.
like 78-52 or something.
So
Yeah,
the
it was
la-
about a
their
minute.
last
It was
chance.
yeah, and it was last tackle.
Last tackle, Benji.
So run us through it.
Benji takes the ball, skips out to his right, I believe.
Yeah.
Does he beat a defender?
Long ball.
Yeah, the defender comes out the line and he skips outside him and then
Long
creates
ball
an
it
over.
was Kenny Dow, wasn't it?
Kenny Dow.
Benji
Long
fucking
ball out to
Marshall.
Kenny Dow.
Benji Marshall.
Kenny Dow's skipping away, pumps it out to Jason Nightingale, and
Brilliant.
Lottie
That's all you could say.
Takiri misses him with an ankle tap, and he's literally tiptoeing down the sideline.
Tiptoeing. Absolute brilliance.
And he just, I don't even know how he's done it, but he's skyhooked it all the way back in. Darren Lockyer has touched it. It's gone back towards the Australian goal line.
That's right.
Benji Marshall is there once again.
Someone
Picks
missed
it up. Yeah.
picks it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does like
Kepper.
a weird, awkward pass as he's
Yeah.
getting tackled.
No,
he picks
so
it up.
Kepper, he picks it up. He's heading for the try line. You think he's going to get there? Kepper tackles him,
Kept a crump.
and he throws it over his head.
Yeah, over his right shoulder.
And
Things like
and
that.
Greg, I think it's Greg Eastwood misses it, and Nathan
Nah,
Fiend
it was
picks it up.
Ohio.
Was it
I think it
Ohio?
was
Yeah, yeah.
Ohio.
Ohio misses it, and Fiend picks
And
it
it
up.
bounced straight up for Feeney.
And
And
he's
he's
gone
hit a little-
over.
He's picked it up. and he's hit the one finger classic and he's dived over.
And
dropped
he's
it under the
dived,
sticks.
and it's gone backwards, and he's picked it up and kicked it into the crowd. And the Kiwis are going wild.
And obviously, me and my family were in the lounge room jumping up and down. How was the household? Were you guys together at the time?
Yeah,
or-
Yeah.
Mackerel Street,
Screaming.
Mackerel
Mackerel
Street,
Street would've
jumping,
been lit
literally
that night.
jumping up and down.
I'd imagine Darren
Go!
Darren would have sunk a few that night.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, one of
Absolute
the best
scenes.
games
How
I've ever
good was
watched.
that? But yeah, just the
And I think it's so much. I think for me, it's so much means so much more when the Kiwis win against Australia because it never happens. So when they do finally get a win, it's like it's so memorable.
And I don't
Because
know
they
if-
have to play that good to beat Australia.
and play that good and kind of fluke it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that, like just like throwing it around and then
Yeah.
Taranaki touches it and then Benji Marshall throwing it. It's like there's that much going on.
Because it was 12-10 or something at that point. Because Benji had missed the kick to level it up. He hit the
And-
post.
Before that Four Nations, like, I don't know if I know you like your statistics. How long was it before that Four Nations had Australia not won? Was there? I understand there was a bit of a drought. Or was that the World Cup in 2008?
What was it? Sorry, what was the question?
The Four
So
Nations
the
that
last
they won in
time Aussie
2010.
Yeah.
Before that, when was the last time anyone else won than Aussie? Like,
Oh,
because I'm sure they would have
it
snapped
was
the streak.
the Tri Nations in 2005, I think.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Still a long time.
Yeah.
For that team that Aussie had.
Yeah. But so 2008 would have been that big drought of no one winning the World Cup
Yeah. And it's still I think it's the only time
in the last 60 years or some shit.
since the World Cup's been around that any other team
I think
other than
50
Australia.
years.
Yeah.
Because I remember.
Because New Zealand's won it once.
Yeah,
2008.
New Zealand's
And
won it once.
I don't think England's won it.
But then it's
Or
like
Great Britain have won it.
it was
Yeah.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
But that was like back in like the 50s.
Yeah.
Wow.
So literally
It's
Australia.
like, I think since the 70s, Aussie's only lost the World Cup once.
And obviously that's why those moments have
Yeah.
crept its way into your guys, top
Honestly.
moments of all time.
I love that game
But
so
yeah,
much.
how good.
Rewatching it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't really. A live game that I. Like, obviously, I had mine was the 2008 World Cup, but you guys obviously had a live and
Yeah.
one that you watched at
Yeah,
home.
no,
I don't
right.
know.
would you not say it's the 2013 Grand Final? I know you were there.
Yeah, but was it memorable to me? Probably not, because I don't support any of those teams. It was
Yeah,
it was a
fair.
good game,
Yeah.
but it's not not
You
one
don't-
that I
don't
go.
have
You know
that
what? I'd
emotion-
watch that again.
Emotion
because-
attached to the team,
yeah,
like you did with the Kiwis or the All Blacks, or
yeah,
True.
like it was the Roosters versus the Sea Eagles. I was there.
yeah.
That'd have been a mean game to be at.
It was an awesome game to be at, but it's not something that I'd like to
Yeah,
rewatch again for the.
Because I've been to the a few grand finals. I don't even remember like any actual moments.
If I was actually going to pick a live game that I would love to rewatch again, it'd probably be the Blues game at Eden Park that I went to when I was back.
yeah,
in New Zealand.
wow, clutch.
Yeah.
Because it was
cool.
a semi-final.
That'd be cool.
That like because every other game that I've been to has just been a
Regular
another
game. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hasn't meant anything. The Blues one probably didn't mean as much, but it was obviously my first rugby game, first one at Eden Park. And it was it was actually a pretty good time. So
And I-
I'd have to
A,
say
lo-
probably that
a
game.
bit of an honourable
I think
mention
I've got
for
one
me.
too.
Rememberable mention.
Yeah.
I was there. Cameron Smith's last game at Suncorp in the preliminary final. They beat. It was the 2020 season. They beat the Raiders to get in the grand final, and he came off. And literally, I've never seen anything like it. And he ran around from the opposite side of the field and was running around. Everyone stood up, standing ovation. Pretty mean moment.
Wow, I've never even seen anything like that, even on TV and like from NRL, right?
Yeah,
Wowzers, the
because
respect.
people didn't know if he was retiring or not at that point.
Yeah,
So, and it could be potentially his last game at Suncorp, and everyone was. It was like a massive.
Respecting
That
the
gave me goosebumps.
the
I
old
just
Queensland.
So was it actually his last game?
remembered that at Suncorp. His last game was the grand final.
but
that they won.
it was his last game at Suncorp.
Yeah,
I think that was
2019, you said?
2020.
20.
Oh.
So kind of like the people of Queensland kind of paying respects to their skipper.
He didn't play in 2021?
No,
I don't know.
because they won that 2020 grand final. That was his last game.
Yeah, true.
He didn't play 2021.
Bit of an honourable mention for
Oh, I know that. Yeah, that's right.
you were there, just being a different atmosphere than we're used to here in this country. Just the NBA Summer League, not even an NBA game.
Yeah,
Just the Summer League, just the passion that these people had for, at the time, 19-year-old kid Zion Williamson.
and they hard out and you like heaps
Every
of people.
scene, when they got it's weird to see grown men kind of freak out at a 19-year-old kid dunking. He was dunking the living shit out of the ball, obviously,
and literally ripping it out of people's
and then
hand.
flushing the shit out of it. But yeah, that was just a weird experience.
Yeah.
Still take my All Blacks over that. But anyway, what an absolute question from Coach. Really
that's a
kind
great
of
one,
getting
yeah.
the emotions flowing. This next part, last week we've done the serial draft,
Yeah.
Aussie serial draft. This week we're going to
Just
draft.
before we go into the old this draft. I just want to give you props on some of your selections, guys, because I've gone to the
please,
shops,
please.
and
you.
I've picked up a box of Nesquik and a box of Milo Checks. Obviously,
Let's
no
put
honey
some respect.
Crispix.
It's Cocoa Pops checks.
Sorry,
You did try them though,
What did I say?
Milo
Checks.
But you,
Sorry,
you
Cocoa
did
Pop
try
Checks.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
give me a thoughts.
yeah, definitely top tier.
Yeah.
I think, but even the Nesquik I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great cereal. So yeah, just wanted to give you some bit
Yeah.
of props on some of your selections because obviously I hadn't tried that. So
Next, we'll get you to try the Honey Crispix.
yeah, so there was not actually there. We went straight from here after the podcast,
From the set.
straight to Coles
Yeah.
to look for the box of goods,
Yeah.
and we were able to locate 2 of the 3, but
Yeah.
Unfortunate. that we
unfortunately,
couldn't,
the
Well,
Crispix.
just imagine the you got your Cocoa Pops checks, the chocolatey. It's the vanilla cousin. You know what I mean? You get your chocolate, you get your vanilla.
Yeah.
Honey Crispix is the one, and I'll leave the ball in your court to kind of
To
try
judge.
that one.
Yeah.
But this week we're gonna draft our best soft drinks.
love a
Now,
softie.
this is probably more controversial and debatable than the cereals, and we will soon see. But I believe you've got the first pick this week, second pick, and I've got the last pick, and then we're going to interchange it. So, with the first pick of the soft drink draft, what's your first pick?
Yeah, so this one's a no-brainer for me.
Mine's an absolute no-brainer, and I doubt any of you would take it. That's the thing. But
Yeah. So yeah, my
First
number
pick.
1 pick, and I think it's probably gonna cross Tian's number 1. Well, sorry, not Tian.
who's that?
Yeah, I don't actually know
Who's
who that
Tian?
is. I'm actually talking about a guy named Coachy.
That makes more
shit, I
sense.
thought you said something else.
Yeah, well, just yeah. So probably gonna take Coachy's number 1 pick off the board, and that's Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Just an ice cold
Just
Coke.
a ice cold Coke. There's nothing like it.
Oh.
That's not even made my top 10.
I don't care. That's
I
what
d- I don't remember
care
asking.
I don't care what you have in your top 10 because Coca-Cola is the best.
Drink.
When you on a hot day, see like today, if I was out there shooting some hoops, and I was out there playing, and I thought, you know what, I feel like a nice drink. You know
That's
what
the
would
first
just
thing that springs to your mind.
quench that thirst.
Not a water.
Not a water,
Coke.
a cold Coke.
I think you've just fallen victim to their aggressive marketing tactics. That's just my thoughts anyway. But like after we go through this, I'm going to read off my 10, and there's no way you can tell me these aren't better. Anyway,
Well,
I'm
we'll
getting
see.
real heated.
Yeah, we will
Obviously, we
see.
said it's a debatable topic.
I'm gonna go with the old classical. Seeing as how I can't have Coke, I'm gonna go with the original Pepsi Max.
Wow, that is huge. See, that again is not on my top
Yeah,
10.
it's not on mine either. I'm not a big fan of Pepsi.
Wow, second pick, Pepsi Max. So we've gone first
Yeah.
Coke, second Pepsi Max. That is the Max variant, correct? Not the regular Pepsi?
Yeah, the Max variant. I'm pretty sure. The black bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pepsi Max, Pepe Mac. Wow, well, I've got the selection here, don't I? My first pick, absolute no-brainer. I think it's the best drink on the market, and I think it is quite rare. You can't find them at Woolies and things like that. Raspberry Fanta. I cannot look
Yeah.
past it. I think
That's a good pick.
Hungry Jack's. It's the big reason for me why I'd go there.
Yeah.
Raspberry Fanta.
That is on my list.
And I think it is the best drink, or not by a country mile, but I think
By a
pretty
fair shot.
yeah, pretty comfortable. So with the fourth pick, I've got it again. Now this one was a tough one. This is probably the toughest of the lot for me. I've had 2 that could really be interchangeable, but I've gone with I've just kind of broke it down and thought what I consumed more, and I've gone the second pick, Pasito.
Yeah,
I love a little passion fruit pasito. I just can't
Yeah.
look past it. So to me,
Pasito is my ones.
those are my top
growing up.
2 picks, but falling in the draft system, that's pick number 3 and pick number 4, and you've got number 5.
We got number
Pick
5.
number 5.
They're controversial. I don't know if we're allowing this, but I'm gonna chuck it out there. One that I don't really have too much of anymore because I can't find it. But it was a big staple of mine growing up.
Do you have any guesses before we?
No, well, I don't know where he's
Yeah.
growing up, whether that be New Zealand, whether that be Australia.
Growing up NZ.
All right, go.
It's gonna have to be sparkling duet, orange and lemon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen those down at the local food works. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm gonna be picking up some bottles because
Yeah.
The old clear bottle with the brown top,
I can't think of
yellow label,
anything like
orange.
nothing more pure nostalgic reason of having a nice, like potato scallop with some chips, and then having a nice drink of sparkling
Little bit of a
duet,
glug, glug, glug,
orange
glug,
and
glug, glug, glug.
honestly, such a great
Yeah.
drink. I've only
never
thought
tried
of that, so
that.
it's
I've never
down.
tried
It's
that.
down on my list, but I've bumped it up because
Yeah.
it deserves it.
And 6 pick.
6 pick for me, so I love these, and I'm quite annoyed you can't pick up a 10-pack of them. But we're going to the Golden Circle brand.
Wow.
Golden
Don't
Circle
tell me
brand.
it's
Bit of lemon and lime.
wow, that's
Green
huge.
can.
Yeah, I don't really dabble in the.
Yeah.
I've never. I might have to.
Golden.
For
Oh,
me,
is that the
the cans at work,
Yeah.
the green can, like, so this is how annoyed I am, right? So at work, there's obviously the different flavors of Golden Circle that you can get: creamy soda, Golden Pash,
Golden Pash would have been
tropical-
my go-to.
Yeah, which I've got it on the list too. Tropical Punch, lemon lime, orange and mango. They have pretty much everything except for lemon lime. So this is to Bunnings vending machine.
Yeah, Bunnings Distribution Centre,
Yeah.
Lytton.
Get lemon lime in there, and I'll give you $50 for the
Lovely.
whole stack.
Yeah. Wow. Well, obviously, yeah, they must be pretty rare because I've never personally, had a dabble.
So if you head down there, you can actually get. So you can only get 12-pack of the Golden Circle, and it comes with 4 of those, and obviously you get the.
But you can't buy it by themselves.
You can't buy it by themselves.
What an absolute
You
joke.
do.
Golden
You do
Circle,
get.
sort
So you do
yourself
get the creamy soda, lemon lime, orange mango, tropical punch in the same thing.
up. Yeah.
But it just doesn't quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, lemon lime.
You've
is
got to
another
buy,
level.
8 excess cans that you'd rather
Yeah.
have the lemon lime. But yeah, I might have to give that a try. But again, I don't think I've ever even seen a lemon lime in my time.
Yeah, well, it's one that you would want to have on a nice hot day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pick number 6.
6. So pick 7's me as well. And yeah, this one, it's probably my go-to at McDonald's, and it's a Sprite. So,
Now, okay,
but
I
but
can
let me
agree
just
with
say,
you.
not the Sprite that there is now, because they've added that.
No sugar.
No,
Like,
they've added that.
you can't get normal Sprite at
It's
McDonald's.
Sprite, no sugar now permanently.
Yeah, all that, but also like even the bottles of Sprite, right?
If you just duck down on my list here, number 7. Number 7. What does that say?
McDonald's Sprite.
So you're talking like I was on this list, specifically the McDonald's Sprite,
Yep.
not anything else. I'm
Yep.
the same. There's something about
That's
it.
another level. And I don't know what it is.
I think it might be the
We're
way
never
it's
gonna
consumed
guess it.
through a straw with ice in it and it dilutes it. Whatever they do to it, it's incredible. And
Yeah.
I like your selection there.
Yeah.
Going with the exclusively McDonald's Sprite and kind of pushing the rest.
Because
to
I
the
do
side.
think the Sprite, obviously out of a bottle, when you pour it, it's not the same.
It's a bit too fizzy. I don't
Yeah,
know.
a bit
I
too
think
fizzy,
it-
but
it's-
also like there's a different. It's not the same taste.
Nah.
You lose.
And it's very nice and sweet at McDonald's. It's not too fizzy. It's obviously ice cold because it's got the ice in it every time. And I think consuming it through a straw kind of changes the dynamic there for a bit, for a few things. I don't know what it is. I can't really wrap my head around it because I was trying to do that when I was writing this down. And you've got it. You've paid the respects too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it does hit correctly, so to speak.
So that's my top
Number
3.
7.
Yeah, and that's number 7. So
Pick number 8.
Pick number 8. I have to pay respects because I've got, just like my reasoning for pick number 2, it goes well with a nice fish and chips.
I've got this one here too.
This goes with a nice KFC Zinger box, a nice cold Solo.
I've got that there.
It just hits differently.
It is in the top 5 of soft
hits-
drinks,
it hits
no matter
a lot
who
differently.
you are.
yeah, I had it in my. That was my next pick.
But I don't know if we want to roll straight into the last pick of the draft. My pick, it kind of only because it kind of goes against yours.
So you've gone for the solo, no sugar.
No. My pick is Lift.
Yeah.
I'm taking a lift over a. I drink more solo because it's more accessible, right? But
Yeah,
if I
but
can get my
lift.
hands on a lift, it's a bit more tangy, like zingy. It's got
Question
something.
on that: has it changed?
They've got this. Okay, they've got the lift plus no sugar. Like it's something ridiculous. Like the names keep adding on to it.
But I
Not
remember
that.
having a lift as a kid, and I was like, "This is on."
This is the ones.
And I have a lift now, and I think that's not the same lift.
I still think if you go to like a Red Rooster, you can still get your
Oh my god, I've
forgotten one.
left one off, and I'm thoroughly disappointed, and I cannot believe it.
Would it slot into your
Yeah, it would.
first pick?
No, not first
Second.
pick. It would be.
What was your second pick?
Lemon lime, gold.
Lemon lime, and
that
then-
would be pushed to thirds. McDonald's Sprite would be out, and the second
What's
pick,
second?
L&P.
I had that on my list, but it just didn't make the top
How
three.
could you?
Wow, I've just completely forgot about it. I've been that in the moment trying to figure it, and it's not until I've just said it then.
And
I'm
it's
going to
good-
stick with my three because that's what the
Yeah.
draft's about, and I've missed out on a good one
Yeah.
there. But
But it's about, I think you've fallen victim to accessibility.
yeah,
LMPs, you can get it in Woolies, but it's kind of tucked away, hidden in the international section. It's
it's a
not
bit,
really,
I've
it's
got
a
it
bit
in there.
expensive as well.
yeah, and it's not really competing there in the drink aisle with their major Australian drinks. So yeah, LMP it does hit.
Yeah.
One for me that I do have a lot of, that didn't just make my top three for pure reasons of the other three. Vanilla Coke.
Wow, I don't really dabble in a vanilla Coke.
I don't mind a vanilla Coke.
I think I've probably had it twice in my life.
I think they've gone away again. Another drink
Yeah,
that's gone
the
away from the
original.
actual what it actually tasted like when it first came out.
The original Vanilla Coke.
Yeah, I think things did taste a lot better. My honourable mentions, I've got Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I had that in
like
there.
that.
I love a Mountain Dew. KFC. KFC will probably be for dinner tonight now. Another one, bit of a niche one. I don't know if you guys have tried this, or it's again very hard to get. Solo lime.
Yeah,
I
do.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I do. That's at IGA.
It is.
You can find them at the
I got it
IGA.
on my IGA, but I don't know if you guys had it.
Yeah,
I
you can
forgot
find them
about
at
that.
our IGA.
Man, I remember when they first come out, and I remember cracking opening a can of Solo lime ice cold on a summer's day. I was like, you cannot beat this. It's up there with regular Solo.
Well, just on that, Golden Circle. That is.
Close.
It'd be the closest thing to that.
Wow, Solo lime, because I don't believe you can get Solo lime in cans.
No, you can't. You can only get them in bottles now.
So I might have to dabble in those cans. And I'm hot take. 600ml bottle, poured into a glass, or a can. What would you prefer your fizzy drinking out of?
A cold can.
Can all day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Three sips and it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm drinking out of a can, there's a high chance that it's getting
Yeah.
sculled the whole
That's
See,
way.
why
the thing
you
is-
can't have your sip too early in the meal, because you halfway, you go for your first sip, you've got that much left for the last, and you need to save that. So yeah, it's a bit of a tip. What are you going
It's
to
a
say?
bit of a strategic talking point is when you actually take your first drink while you're eating your takeaway meal, because I have my.
How big's the drink? Because sometimes if you're rolling
Well,
up.
let's just say I'm never going small, so I'm always a large meal. So I've got a large drink
I
every
was about
time.
to tackle that. If it depends how you're feeling when you pull up to the establishment. If you've already had a big day and you're a bit thirsty, I'll go the large just for the drink. Just you can kind of chip away at it as you wait and just kind of quench the thirst. You're still leaving a substantial amount for
The meal.
the 3/4 and the final sip.
Yeah.
If it's a can, I think 3/4. You've got to try control yourself.
See, I don't. Yeah, I always get a large, so I never really get the can.
Problem,
So
yeah.
yeah, but see, that's where I
So
think.
when are you taking your drinking? When are you drinking it then?
If I'm having McDonald's and I get a large
No, KFC. We'll talk about
KFC.
KFC because we've got bottles and cans.
KFC, I'm waiting till I eat my whenever no matter what meal I get, like if it's KFC I eat it a certain way, if it's McDonald's I eat it a certain way. It doesn't change.
I remix it every time.
I don't know what you're like.
I'm kind of a mix of it, but I
because
know
I'm
for-
very
I know for KFC, I crack that drink open instantly.
Wow.
And I have a little dabble in the drink.
Ooh.
A little,
See,
a little sip, and then I get on with my meal.
Nah, this is
And what
debatable.
order are we eating the meal in? So just say we're talking
KFC,
Zinger box.
Ultimate
Just Zinger
So
box.
we're
Ultimate
having a
box,
Zinger box. So what I'll do is I'll dabble in a few chips. Then I'll start having my wicked wings.
It's always chips first. Yep. Wicked wings.
Start having my wicked wings. I have about 1 or 2 wicked wings, and then I have some more chips. Eat that last wicked wing. A little bit of a drink. Start on the burger whilst I'm having chips during the burger
Throughout.
and then it's usually a couple chips left or whatever, and then after I finish I either have a big drink or finish those chips and then slam the rest down.
Very
And what about-
meticulous.
And what about you? Yeah, because
Myself, I'm just rip into the chips, polish if it's KFC, polish the chips off. Whatever chicken I have, they got the new hot and spicy, which is boneless
Now
hot
I'm
and
getting
spicy.
excited for a supercharged slider. I'm not even gonna lie.
Boneless hot and spicy. They've got now. Polish it. Anyway, say it's wicked wings. Wicked wings coleslaw. Polish that off.
Oh my goodness.
Coleslaw is a must.
Yeah.
And then burger. I'm a simple man. Simple man.
so yeah, that's very very similar to my.
Yeah.
I'll eat, and I do this every time. I eat all of the chips until there's that much left. Like without a doubt, there'll be that much left, just over the little hole at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple of chips above that, and I'll stop. I'll eat that many chips, and I'll stop, and then I'll crack my drink, have a sip, and then I'll eat my 3 wicked wings. I'll polish off my burger, and then I'll have another big drink. I'll finish with my chips, and then finish my drink. Every time.
You're finishing the chips last. I think you
No,
kind
my
of
last little bit of chips. Last.
Yeah, I know, but the last thing that goes into your mouth, pause, is the chips.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it's kind of building up to the main event, which has always been that burger for me personally.
See,
Yeah.
I like to go with it as like
The last thing that enters my mouth is the main event, which is the burger.
The chips I like to start off as like a little entree.
Exactly, it's
Little-
it's the starter.
It's the starter with a little entourage of the wicked wing, right?
Yeah,
That's like the bodyguard
yeah,
of
yeah.
the meal.
They come in a
Then
little pack.
the main course is the burger with a little bit of chips, and my dessert is the drink and the chips to finish off.
So you're a finisher on the chips.
I finish on chips.
But the reason why I don't do that is because I feel like once you have the burger, the chips don't taste as good,
No, they do.
personally. Because the burger just tastes that fucking good.
Yeah, you're not. Nah,
Anywho.
I rate chips.
Honourable mentions on the Sprite. We've gone on a KFC tangent, which I will be having as soon as we finish. I said the rest. Oh, well, I've said them all. Sunkist was my only
Sunkist over normal Fanta.
every day of the week.
Yeah.
Only because, are you the same?
No. I'm
'Cause-
Fanta.
I'm Fanta as
Again, I'm before. I feel like I can't
well. You
really
dabble
remember.
in Sunkist cans though.
I feel like Fanta tasted different when I was a kid
Yeah,
because I did like Fanta, but I've never known how to explain this, but Fanta has this grassy something aftertaste. I don't know what it is. It's
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what that taste? I'm not sure how to explain it, but there's that taste that I was like, Sunkist doesn't really have this. I'd rather go and not have
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
I'm quite surprised. Yeah, I agree with you.
What brings you to Fanta
But
though?
but I can't go past the Fanta. I think I don't know. I think it's gonna sound fucking like I'm the richest man in the world, but I'm not. But I just think Sunkist tastes cheaper than just the taste of it.
Here he goes.
Yeah.
Okay, now. Jesus Christ.
No, but I do. I think it's a preference thing. I prefer.
sorry, baller.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
big man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. See, because he's had his 5 years service at Young Guns, and
Oh.
they're throwing him all these bonuses, and he's
Yeah.
got into his head. So
But I just wanted to ask. What? Obviously, a few weeks ago we had the old taste testing up at the bench here. I just want to know how none of those cans made your top 3.
Because they honked.
yeah,
Strawberries
the,
and cum. I mean cream.
the cloudy,
um,
the cloudy,
the cloudy
white.
liquid that looked like semen. That was. We drunk. How did that not make the top 3 there? Yeah.
We might have to, obviously. with
I
the
did have.
the
I did have a few on there that weren't mentioned. Obviously, 7-Up.
7-Up, another classic. I'm taking a can of 7-Up over a can of Sprite.
A can of what, sorry?
Sprite.
Yeah.
7-Up over a can of Sprite.
Yeah, I agree. With the Sprite the way it is now, yep.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
100%.
And
Any other honourable mentions?
Just back to the Golden Circle. Obviously, the Golden Pash, Tropical Punch, are two that I had on the list. But
Tropical Punch is a hitter, absolute hitter. Like,
They scream.
but yeah, we might have to get some Threecap food reviews happening. Threecap food challenges, kind of. For example, we could get the solo lime and the lemon lime, put them in a cup blindfold, things of that nature.
Or we could do Coachy's milk reviews. So you could do that with me blindfolded, and I have to guess the flavour of
Yes,
milk.
because he thinks he's a milk connoisseur, and he thinks Oak's better than Breaker. We'll see what he really thinks without the brand behind it.
Yeah.
It's just all taste
I like
buds,
the
but
flavour of oak. That's the problem.
I like you,
Thanks, man.
and that'll be.
and I like the viewers.
the viewers.
Yeah.
So, again, we'll wrap it up. We'll kind of head to the outro. Again, leave us a like, subscribe. We're approaching. We'll film that video today, and it'll go up in a couple weeks. But we're approaching 50 subscribers, so stay tuned for the 50 subscriber giveaway. In the comments, pray for Coachy. Again.
Any ideas on what the topic for next week, the draft topic for next week will be?
Yeah, I think we might head to the polls.
Yeah, head to the polls. I think we definitely need buy-in. We need the viewers to make the decision because
I'm pretty sure things like fast food would be kind of boring because there's not that many options and we're all kind of on the same page. So we might head to the polls. Stay tuned on our Instagram. Follow our Instagram. I'm sure that's where you come from anyway. So I'm not going to plug it, but that's episode 15 in the books.
Threecap.
Obviously the video we recorded yesterday. We're going to give them a bit of a.
Actually, I might even
so they're aware.
I might even chuck in a little clip.
Yeah.
At the end, I might try to edit this one together, but stay tuned. The boys are heading out of town in a couple of weeks, and then after that, I'm out of the country for a couple of weeks. So
I think it's the same time, isn't it? You go, what, November
I think
20th?
when you guys get back, I leave for 2 weeks.
Is it November 20th you leave?
No idea at all.
Us Queenie.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll be out of things. So we've got a video up our sleeve.
There's
just one
before
thing
we
missing.
do the outro, obviously we put our annual Threecap multi on.
And I just like how you try to skip straight to the outro because
I'll see you next week.
So you see the kid he's got on. He's clearly a Lakers man. He's bet against them last week, and I'd just like to give Skip his flowers. He's chosen Manchester United to win. They've got up. I've chosen my personal favourite team, the Buffalo Bills, to win. They've gone up. Fucking old Chiefy over here. He's chosen against the Lakers. And they've won again. That's twice now.
But you got to understand the context to that. They were down, I think, 5 games straight. And who did they have? Who did they lose to?
Nuggets.
The Nuggets, the reigning MVP. So I just put those together in the equation, and I thought it equaled Lakers losing. And
to your surprise, I've got up. So
So all I'm asking is that we just be better, please, mate.
Yeah,
because
sorry about that.
That's the second week in a row that we've hit, and you've failed us. So
Let's try not to
it's
make it
looking
fair.
like a quick visit to the management. We'll be paying a visit and seeing where your contract lies because we're almost at the end of the year.
Yeah, the producers are in my ear.
Yeah, and we need a big win.
But
So
I've been asked to kind of leave it at that and keep it private because it's contractual obligations are coming into
it's
play.
obviously a
Coming up-
business decision, and
coming up to the end of the year, we're heading into the peak.
And I
end
understand
things.
you guys. I know Coachy got his. They've re-signed him on his max deal.
yeah, he's got a max deal. I'm still piecing together mine.
Yeah,
A few underperforming areas that they've.
because Coachy got his 4-year, $400 million contract, I believe. I don't mean to tell
After
you.
the first
401.
episode, they re-signed him to a max contract.
Yeah.
Obviously, I almost got kicked off. Almost lost my contract.
Yeah.
3 or 4 episodes in, I was on the brink of losing that contract and
I
being
think
traded
the
away.
performance was a bit inconsistent.
You know, I've come back stronger than ever. So let's just hope that can happen for
Yeah, and
you,
I
Cheeky,
think
because
my contract. Obviously, I'm in talks now. My management. We're gonna try to sting together a veterans minimum. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I kind of don't want to hit the G League.
because there is just saying there is a lot of people out there that would love to take that seat, mate, and be
I know
part
that,
of
yeah.
this.
And I don't take
great
that for granted.
organisation.
I don't take you guys for granted. And I don't take you guys for granted. I'm really sorry about my recent lackluster performances. But this week's Threecap multi. What games do we have tomorrow in the NBA?
Cavs, Lakers.
Cavs are winning.
Cavs are winning. Oh my god. Are they?
What else we got?
Wizards, Grizzlies, Bulls, Raptors, and Jazz, Clippers.
Jazz are winning.
Jazz.
Jazz
All right.
Tavanga's winning.
What about you, Skip?
Tonga, head to head against Samoa.
Okay.
Nice and quick. Love it. Love it.
I'm gonna go with.
Come on, pal. So we've got Jazz to beat Clippers, Tonga to beat Samoa, and
Dawson Knox anytime.
Against who?
The Jets.
How much is he paying?
$3.
what's all of that paying together?
15.62.
That's a multi in itself right there. Anyway, that's the episode
got it
for this week. We'll see you next week. Episode 16 might be a podcast, might be a special.
We didn't actually get to the end of the video that we were filming. We got to. We're going on holidays. You're going on holidays.
Oh, sorry. We're on holidays for a bit, so we've already filmed a video that's up our sleeve that just needs to be edited. It should be up in the next couple of weeks, especially if we don't throw out any podcasts. We've just kind of gone down to the footy field and kind of kicked the ball around. Bit of a goal kicking horse. Stay tuned for that. You'll see it on our social medias when that goes up.
Be a lot more comps coming
Yeah, there'll
out.
be a lot more content outside of the realm of podcasting. Obviously, you would still get your regularly scheduled listen on your way to work and throughout your day. But we're going to try look into a bit more
Bit of
content.
expansion.
Yeah, but we're going through the expansion.
We got expansion phase coming up to the annual Kerr Christmas
games, which we'll touch on that in a future episode. Look, as we get closer,
as we get closer.
because it's the highlight of
giving
our
them a teaser
calendars
right now.
Yeah,
Bit of a lot to go through.
a lot to kind of go through. And,
Favourites, underdogs.
yeah, betting odds,
yeah.
multis. Anywho, that's the episode for this week. Might see you next week, or you might see that kicking challenge video. See you next week.
We've just given away what the video is, so they already know what it is now.
Nah.